Hi everyone, welcome back to Rocksteady. I have another unboxing. So here we go. Wow, it's a big box. So I'm just going to get my scissors or a knife and get into the box. And I'll pause it while I do because, you know, sometimes it's a bit difficult to get into boxes and I don't really want to cut myself. So if you haven't already, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. You'll be informed when new videos pop up. I'm just going to pause it now and I'll be back to you with the boxes open. Okay, so the box is open and here we go. Let's lots of packaging. There's always so much packaging, and this one is, are we really not going to see it? Just loads of this paper. And what we got? Let's have a look. A box within a box. Oh, and I got rid more packaging in there. I got rid of my knife. Typical, because this one has cellophane. And I feel like I'm zoomed, but I'm not. So I'm filming this on a gimbal, which is a DGI Mobile 2. And I'm actually filming the opening of a new gimbal, which is the DJI OM4 SE. Now, all gimbals, the gimbal I'm using, are designed to be used with phones. So to say that this one is smartphone compatible is a bit silly because they all are. They're designed to be used with your phone. But the one that I'm using was the first one I ever saw. I'd never seen a gimbal up until that point. I might have to get another knife. Yeah, I'd never used one, never seen one. But we went out for the day. Aha, maybe I'm in. We went out for the day to a function called War and Peace, which is pretty cool and lasts over a few days. And it's in Kent, so not too far from us. And Gary likes to go, so that's my partner. So we went to War and Peace, and somebody was one of the stalls that we were visiting had one, and they'd been around filming using the gimbal, and I could see the way it was stabilizing, and it intrigued me for my channel. So I got talking to the guys and they told me what it was, and I went home, looked into it, and I ordered it. And I've never looked back because it's such a brilliant piece of equipment. Now, in the early days, I played with it and I did a little bit of time lapse, and I did a little bit of it can focus on an object or a person and then follow that action if they're playing football or something. And I practiced and did all those things. But really, what I bought it for was to film my tutorials, because I have a channel called Crochet Rocks, and I film my tutorials on it, to film unboxings like this on it, and to film out and about. That's where I encountered a problem. To film out and about with just the gimbal and my phone, I really needed a suppressing microphone, one with a dead cat, you know, the fluffy little pom-pom, to get rid of wind noise. But the way that the Mobile 2 was made, the actual magnet here fit on the end, right where the port is that you charge your phone. And in the old days, that would have been fine because a microphone would have fitted at the top here, at the jack plug. But the jacks were gone and everything went through this one port at the bottom, which was now obscured by the gimbal's weights. So couldn't put a microphone in. So therefore, I couldn't really use it out and about. Even on a calm day, the slightest breeze did sound like a Force 9 gown, struggling to get in the box. It's defeating me a little bit. So let's have a look at the outer box. There we've got a picture of it set up, being used with its hand and folded. Because the beauty of this one is it folds. And so we've got magnetic quick mount, foldable, portable, active track, which is what I said the other one did, quick roll, gesture control, and story mode, which I have no idea what all that is at the moment, but I'm really struggling to get in this box and I don't want to ruin the box, but I'm going to pause it for a sec while I try and suss the box out. There we go. What it was a piece of really hard to see tape. It was a matte finish. So here we go. It looks to me, according to the inside of the box, which I will lift up, no, the other way, that you attach something to your phone at the back and then it fits on the mount. That's what it looks like. So I'm not going to pretend to be some kind of expert on my very first unwrap. Create magnetic moments. So here it is. Now, my one that I'm using did come with a little tripod, not as big as this. It was probably about this size. Well, actually, no, I'm wrong. It came with a stand, which is just a flat stand, and it screws into the bottom. But I did buy a little tripod. Having said that, once I unwrapped it and I realised I didn't actually need it because it came with a stand and the tripod was just as good. So this one's feet do stick out quite a way, probably for stabilisation. So we've got a lead and then we've got our gimbal, which, there we are. And this is the little part that fits on the back of your phone. And this unfolds. And there we got the gimbal. So we've got the same kind of controls. It's a bit haywire at the moment as before. The one that I'm using now has this directional joystick. And we've got the recording. And these buttons, however, they're not really working on my gimbal because I don't use the gimbal's actual software. And because of that, they don't actually work. If I were to use DGI software, then all of my controls work. But because I don't, I'm limited to the up and down direction, but I can't just press the record button, which is no problem. It still works exactly how I want it to. So this one, however, it's been designed so that the weight is behind and I can now plug in a microphone or a charger should I find that I'm running out of charge. So that is brilliant. There's been times when I've been crocheting my tutorial and all of a sudden it starts to flash that I'm getting low battery and I can plug the mobile in, no problem at all, but I can't plug the phone in. But now I can reach the port at the end of my phone, so I can plug that in to a charger or to the microphone for my out and abouts. So that is just brilliant, and I will actually get this out and use it and give it a whirl, because it, I really wanted. Why has that got that padding? I don't know. I really wanted to use this gimbal for out and about, and I did a couple of times, but like I said, even the slightest breeze sounded like a force 9 gale. So I've got a little, that's nice, I've got a little bag to put it in when I go out, and a carrying strap in there, and the booklet with all the instructions, and I hope that they're extensive. But if they're not, and if they're not easy to understand, there is YouTube, which is brilliant for sorry about the flash. I don't know if you saw a flash then. It was a lorry that went by and the sunshine reflected off of its window. It wasn't any other kind of flash. But here we've got the quick start guide, and as I said, there's always YouTube for any other problems if it's hard to suss out, which is a godsend. So what do you think? I'm really over the moon. I like the fact that so much came with this, and it was only around £70, which is a darn sight less than I paid for my original gimbal, which was a lot more money. Now this can double exactly the same as the gimbal that I'm using. I probably won't be able to use the stand that I've got for it, but this is what the little mount's for. I'm not going to struggle putting that on and bashing the camera. But I can't show you my stand. I may be able to. If I go right the way down, it might show you. Here's the stand. It just slotted in, and then underneath I had this little thing where I could screw it closed, and it was a firm kind of base, little square. and that's been brilliant. It's very stable. This is slightly larger, but it's quite close to the centre of gravity is quite close to the surface. So the only problem that this is going to give me is if I use this for my tutorials, you're going to see a foot. So the chances are, if I can't get the little square one to fit, then I'll be using the Mobile 2 for my tutorials at home, and this will be out and about. The reason I bought this was because my gimbal at home broke. I actually overloaded the motor and it broke, and it didn't work for a couple of days, and then it got over it and started working again. And I did that once before. I had a phone that was too heavy for it. That's another thing. I'm not really sure about the weight of this one. All I know is that when I bought the iPhone 12 Pro Max, it's quite a sizable phone, and the Mobile 2 couldn't cope with it. It will cope with the Pro size, but not the Max, because it is extremely heavy. Unfortunately, I can't use it with that phone. And that's a shame, because obviously it's got a better camera, got better, everything than the 11 that I use. But I don't know about this one. I will have to look into it, see what the maximum weight is and whether I can use that or not. So thanks for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments. Once I get using it and get okay with it, I'll let you know what I think. And thanks for watching. Stay safe. Take care, everyone. Bye for now.